In this video, I'll show you how to quickly create a playlist like this that changes time signatures.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2.
We'll start by creating a new playlist. We'll call it David Kohler Example. And we'll create a new item in the playlist, and we'll call it 7.4. I already have this, so I'm going to create a standalone version. And we'll go back to the main page and edit the pattern. We'll set the time signature to be 7.4, and I'm going to clear what's in there, and I'm going to use the custom rate button at the bottom to say that I want 7 notes in the space of 7 quarter notes, and that will give me a group of 7 notes altogether. And then I'll tap underneath the notes and choose sound buttons, and I'll tap and hold on one of these buttons to pick the sound. I'm going to search for voice and choose 1 to 7.
7.
And if I tap this button once,
1.
It will automatically count up to 7 here. So we have this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Which is exactly what we want. So now we'll go back to our playlist, and I'll tap on the gear icon here and choose to play this once. Now we want to duplicate this to create a bar of 7.8. So I'll tap it, tap on the plus button, and duplicate entry with new name, and we'll call this 7.8. We'll create a standalone version. We'll go back to the pattern page, and I'm going to tap and edit the pattern again, and all I'm going to do is select this note group and choose replace here, and then in the custom rate I now want 7 notes in the space of 7 eighth notes. So now we have our bar of 7.8, so I will save the changes. And we want 2 repeats of this, so I'll tap on the gear icon and set this to be 2. And then we want another bar of 7.4, so I will tap the plus button and duplicate entry, which gives us a copy of the 7.4. And I want to put this underneath 7.8, so tap on the pencil, and this lets us drag these to get a new position. And then I want a bar of 7.16 at the end, so I'm going to duplicate this bar of 7.8 with a new name and call it 7.16. And we'll create a standalone version of that. And this one, I will do the same thing on the main page. I will edit the pattern and replace this note group. We'll go to the custom rate again, and this time I want 7 in the space of 7/16 notes. So that switches out the rhythm, but it doesn't affect the counting here. So now this is 7/16. And finally we want a bar of 3/16, so I'll go plus, duplicate entry with new name, I'll call this 3/16. Create a standalone version, and for this one we want to go in here and edit the pattern. And this time I want to replace this with 3/16 notes, and I can do that by going to the dotted 8th note. Now we've got our 3 notes there. Save changes. Now I didn't set the time signature on these all say 7.4, but you can go in and edit the pattern and change that time signature so that it matches the actual length of the pattern that we have, and that will put the bar line in for you. So let's quickly do that. That's this 3/16, let's do the 7/16. Go and edit that time signature to set it to be 7/16. And we'll save. And then finally with the 7.8, we will edit the time signature again, set that to be 7.8. So finally, I want to reorder these so that the 316 and 716 come at the end. I'll show you a different way to do ordering. If you click on the pencil button and then select them in the order that you wish to have them. So we want 74, 78, 74, 316, 716. And you can tap on Actions and Arrange, and that will put them in the order that you selected them. And then we want all of these to play back at 162. So I will click on the padlock to turn on tempo lock and set the tempo to be 162. And then I notice that these two items are set to 2 reps because I copied them from 7/8. So I will select those 2 items, and in Actions I will choose tempo, rep and timer options, and I will set the reps to be 1. So here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1.
And now I'll show you how to add the conical to these. You go back to the edit pattern page. We'll select line 2 and we'll tap where it says sound buttons and choose conical. And I'm going to go to the chains page and pick a 7-beat chain. So I'll choose Takadimi Takata and then done, and we will save this. That will ask us if we want to update the other version of 7.4 in the playlist, which we do. And then we'll do the same for 7.8. Go to the conical chains, pick a 7-beat chain. Oops, that's not the one I wanted, so let me put in this one. And then I'll do the same for the 316. We will pick a 3-beat chain and save it. And finally, for the 716, we will put in the 7-beat chain again. Save that, and now we have the conical and the counting playing together.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4.
So then you can mute the counting by pulling down the volume of line 1.
1, 2, 3.
And the volumes are automatically saved, so we can just do this for each item.
1, 2.
Pull the volume down for this one.
1, 2.
And then for the 7, and I just missed the 316 because it went by so quickly. But now we'll just have conical for all of these. So I'm going to go to the playlist manager, and I'm going to go to Actions and duplicate the playlist. I'm going to create a standalone copy, and I'm going to call it conical. And then in this one, I'm going to go back and set the volumes to be for the counting. So the way you can do that quickly is to push up the volume of line 1 and pull down the volume of line 2, and then you can copy this preset like so. And then in the playlist page you can select everything, and in the Actions menu you can paste attributes, and we're dealing with metronome 1, and the only attribute I'm going to paste is line 1 and 2 volumes. So that will paste that volume selection into all of these presets. So these will all now be voice counting.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Let me lock the tempo.
7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1.
So now we have a counting version and a conical version, and I'll show you in the quick access playlists. We can edit the quick access playlists, and I can put these both into a quick access playlist. So now I can load up the conical version, or I can load up the counting version.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So that's how to create a playlist like this, and hopefully you've learned some other new tricks as well in this video.